Stick Welding 101. What's going on, family? Your welding coach, Joe Brown, aka Black Phoenix, checking in. We're going live at the Goodwill Academy, and today we're working on stick welding. We got this 19-year-old gentleman trying to get it in over here, and I just wanted to go live with him and give y'all a couple tips. Stick welding is the art. It's the beginning process of welding. It's considered to be the god of all welding. It's the stick, that rod. You can run that rod, family. You are considered to be with the elite. Stick welding has been around for a long time, family, and actually the process really came popular during World War II. So for those who want to dive into this, I would say take your time, fam, and actually learn the process just by running beads. He's actually on the vertical now, so they done went from flat to horizontal to vertical. So now they fine-tuning the vertical. And your gap, you want to stay tight. You want to keep a tight arc. And also you want to have, I would say, if you're shooting into the 3G or 3F position, or you're running beads uphill, I would say shoot for a 90-degree angle, and which is going to give you a slight push. So probably 5-degree push on that. But going uphill, I don't like to have an extreme angle. Using stick, though, it can be forgiving on some of your angles, but going uphill, to me, it helps you a lot better to just try to stay at a 90 at a slight push, or a slight drag, a slight drag angle. And if you notice, while he's doing this, he's getting his soapstone, he's marking his line so that way he can see where he needs to restart at. That's very important. You want to make sure that you can see everything. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So every time you do a weld, clean it real good to examine it, to see where you went wrong, what you need to work on or whatever, and then dive back into it. Yes, he's a student, 19 years old, just started uphill. He's using the 7018 8-inch rod, and we got it right now, I believe, on 108 or 105 amps. We started off the amperage small, and then we'll increase it as we go. I like to start off a little small on the amperage so they can gain the control of it. The main exercise, the reason for this exercise is to help them tie up the beads, keep them tight, also help them keep a straight line and learn how to start and restart, because you're gonna have to do a lot of that in the field. So you might as well go on and get used to it. That way you use all the rods. The main thing is, like I said earlier, your angle, your gap, and your travel speed. Find your travel speed. You don't want to go too fast, and you most definitely don't want to go too slow. And make sure that your amperage is set right. If it's too hot, you're probably going to have some problems with it. I would start on a lower amperage and then build myself up. You know, you can go up 5 at a time to build yourself up if it's running a little too hot for you, or a little too cold for you. And as you see his stance, you got to get comfortable. He's kind of leaning up against the table so that way he won't be swaying back and forth. So you want to make sure you get comfortable. You want to make sure that you got a good rod angle, and you want to. So every machine is different. Some machines I had to weld uphill at 125 amps, and it really was like, didn't seem like it was real hot. We'll come right about over here so we can go in with him. We're actually going to run one. grab my gloves, family, and we're going to run one. But like I say, the main thing, family, is practice. Like you say, you just started, you thought it was a little harder than what you thought. Sometimes it's like that, but you're going to get it, though. You okay? Go on, do your thing. Kind of trace that line a little bit with the grinder. And that's good to help you really see it, so that way you can kind of stay up in that groove. Honestly, lefty and righties, it's pretty much the same, honestly. You might just have to get comfortable in a different position. So just try to get comfortable when the way you holding it. Being left-handed versus right-handed. My last student was left-handed, and she just had to do a couple different things, but she ended up getting it though.
Don't touch these rods because they hot. 5 minutes later, they still hot.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be burnt.
Man. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let me switch. Again. I know don't know how to use one of these in the field where they gotta take it off every time. Yeah. It's tricky. Yeah. It's cutting down time. I can make more cuts than they do. Exactly. I ain't got to take mine out. Exactly. I'm getting 2 today, 1. You gonna run it with me, right?
Yeah, I'm finna get on the other side. You gonna do your thing. Get over here so we can kind of see. Get in here and see it with him, fam. I'm gonna run this one with him. I'm just gonna hold his hand and let him strike. All right. Ready? Ran a good size, and see what I was doing to make you feel what I was doing. I just slowed down and stayed with it and kept it tight apart. Right, without clipping. You seen that too. I wasn't clipping, I was just getting it. But I know you needed to feel it though. That's why I said, let me do it with you so you can feel, so you know what you're trying to do. Exactly. What's going on, fam? Thank you, family. We appreciate it. So the main goal is to be hands-on, family. I like to guide him so he can kind of feel it, and he really understood. He said, man, I see what you was doing. I wasn't doing that. What's good, family? Thanks for checking in. 7018 is my favorite. Oh, come on now. Now, let me tell you something. I love that you say, get that man a new plate. When you mess up your life and you make mistakes in life and you do errors, when you kill yourself and get a new life, you don't know if you're gonna get a new one, do you? Nah, you're gonna get a new one. You gotta work with what you got. Clean it up, buff it up, straighten it up. You know how the old folks say, man, he cleaned up well. That's all you gotta do, fam. You use that plate until it gets big. We started off, it was 3/8 of an inch. Now it's probably an inch thick, but our goal is to keep patting beads on it until we get it. And we can always use that grinder and knock it back down until we actually get it. Look at that plate. Look at the plate. And we started off at 3/8 of an inch. Look at it. We're working on it. We're going to work on it till we can't work on it no more. We're going to grind it down, and then we get a new one afterwards. But hey, well, right now we practicing, fam. It's all about the practice. We are in Little Rock, Arkansas, family. Little Rock, Arkansas. If you're going too slow, that will affect the weld, fam. You want to try to critique that travel speed. So you really have to run them and kind of find your groove. You know, find your heartbeat. If you got to do a little slight, that's why doing a little slight pattern helps some people. But with the 70-18, I'm sorry, with the 70-18, you really don't have to do nothing but drag it. You don't have to do no manipulation unless you're going uphill and you're doing a cap or you're capping something. Or tying it in. Literally, you can just run it right beside the toe of that weld, have a good angle and let it burn in. That's all you have to do, fam. Appreciate that support. Appreciate the support, man. Everybody that's liking, sharing the channel, we do appreciate it. Make sure you also go on YouTube and subscribe to our Your Welding Coach YouTube. And also my brother right here, he just started. This is his welding, his first welding class. And he's also building a welding business as part of his ideal of taking the class. So y'all go subscribe to his channel he just made. And it's pretty neat, family. Check it out. Simon Says Welding. Check him out, fam. Check him out. He gonna do big things now. He's small now. So y'all catching him before he gets started. So when he get great, don't get the tapping in then. Go on, tap in now. Tap in now. Show some love now. We want flowers now. Don't wait till we get to where we're going. Show some love now, fam. Show some love.
That's what I'm talking about. I can't wait to alleviate that and get in the zone. It's like getting that jumper right and got to go to the bench and take your shoes off and change shoes.
Yes.
Throwing up my jumper. I have a stroke.
Are you going uphill or are you doing flat on that D1.5? I would say this. You can only use a chipping hammer, a wire brush, and a scraper. So you want to make sure that your amperage are set good. You don't want to start off too hot, because if you put a big blob in there or something, you mess up, you might as well walk off and grab your backpack, because you can't use a grinder to fix it. So just keep that. It's real critical that you make sure your amperage is set right. In my personal opinion, I would rather run me a few beads on a scrap piece of plate when I'm coming into the test, because each machine is different. Make sure that machine is fine-tuned right, and then dive into it and just be patient, family. My personal opinion, I would run string of beads all the way out. I do my root pass, and then I do a hot pass, a slight weave over my root pass, and then the rest of it will be stringers all the way out. That way you'll be safe and you ain't got to worry about any errors. I wouldn't do no tie-ins. No tie-ins other than your hot pass and your root pass. You don't want to stop in the middle of that test, just in case you can cause the error that you can't fix. So if it's 7 inches, so the main thing with stick welding, I would say make sure you got a good batch of rods. You can get a bad batch of rods. Depends on where you're located at. If it's real, you got a real humid environment, you want to have them in a hot box, most definitely, or just open them up when you're ready to use them, put them up. That's going to be a plus. And I would say just burn some, fam, and really get comfortable. You know, think of welding like driving. When you're driving, you just don't look in the rearview mirror because you'll crash. And you can't just look in the side mirror because you're going to not look at the front. So you literally got to pay attention to the main view in front of you, but you got to pay attention to the main view in front of you, but you got to be checking everything out around you while you're driving, fam. And to me, that's the main thing with welding. Oh, you're using 5/32, so that way, is that an inch coupon you're doing so you can go and fill it up? So you can actually put a little bit more heat in that. That 5/32, you probably can start it off about 115, 110, depends.